Ribbon cutting at the John R. Lewis Elementary, Jackson Public Schools. Dr. Patterson, let's get to seat, please. Alrighty, thank you very much, everyone. We'd like to get the program started in interest of your time. Just to let you know that this is going to be a short program of a couple of speakers, and then we will do our ribbon cutting. First of all, no, there you go. First of all, I'd like, on behalf of Jackson Public Schools, my name is Christianetti. I am the Assistant Superintendent of Communications and Community Outreach. Go ahead and try to spell that or put it on a business card. It's almost impossible. But I'd like to thank all of you today for coming out here. Each one of you that I see sitting out here has a special place in our heart and a special place in our community. And all I can say is, wow, believe the hype. Thank you. Thank you. Every one of you has done something to be able to make it possible for us to present John R. Lewis Elementary, for which we are so very proud of. There is no doubt the amount of work that has gone into from start to finish. This has been a 3.5-year process. And I'd like to take a moment to thank many people, and I apologize for this, but I feel like we have very few moments in time where we can really say thank you to those who have contributed to our whole process and really help us believe that JPS is where community comes together. So first of all, I'd like to recognize my board, if they could stand up. I have our President, Angela Mitchell, our Vice President, Libby Brown, Treasurers, Cheryl Simonetti, Secretary, Pam Fitzgerald, our Trustees, Keisha Hamilton, Sholanda Hunt, and our past President, Aaron White. If you could all give them a round of applause. They are part of the vision of Jackson Public Schools, and I am very proud to work next to each and every one of them. I also would like to recognize our cabinet, Dr. William Patterson, Julie Baker, Marcus Leon, and of course our superintendent, Jeff Beal, for which many of you know, without his vision 4 years ago, when he said, we got to do this, we would not have been here. So if we could give them a round of applause, I would appreciate it. Today with us, we have two of our bond committee members. I'd like to recognize Harold White, one of our bond chairs. Thank you, Harold, for your long-time commitment to Jackson Public Schools. And to one of the people who literally killed herself for us, Erin Slater, who was our bond committee campaign manager. She walked the streets like no other, and she kept us all in line. I also want to take a moment to recognize our construction management company, CSM, Rob Rollman, Katrina Reed, Ryan Curtis, Todd McDonald, and the rest of the team. Without you guys, this is not possible, and we have seen some amazing work being done all over the district and are so very proud to stand next to you in our projects. I'd also like to thank TMP, Eduardo Blanc, and Gail Alvarado, and the rest of the team. You two are the reason that this looks so amazing. And finally, no event, no day, no activity at Jackson Public Schools ever is done in solo. So I would like to thank our JPS Director of Facilities, Todd Fry, and his entire grounds crew for making it possible for today to look great. I know you hate me because you've been working non-stop, and had to put up with me. I'd also like to take special notice of our JPS EnviroClean team, led by Julie Warner, and also Jacob Kingsley, for your hard work today. It never goes unappreciated. Our JPS Tahoe crew, which is Chrissy Wilson and the rest of the crew, thank you for some great food and some wonderful service today. We appreciate you each and every day for all you do for our students and our staff. And then finally, a special thank you to Jill Weatherwax, our brand new principal at John R. Lewis, and her entire team. If you guys could stand up, this is who's leading John R. Lewis into the future. They have walked the streets, they have talked to people, they have spent the day working hard for JPS. And so, I think that I also just want to take a minute to our partners, True Community Action Agency, the YMCA, the Jackson Health Department, and the Jackson District Library, who have spent the day with us today to help educate our families and work one more time with us in partnership. Thank you very much. You truly make JPS where community comes together. Okay, so that's all the thank yous. If I don't think I forgot everybody. I've looked around. Thank you to any of our elected officials who are here today. We appreciate your service, and all of my JPS principals and staff who came in support of their coworkers. We are one big team, and we appreciate you. So I'd like to take this time to introduce our board president, Angela Mitchell, and our past board president and current trustee, Erin White, to give you a few words. They have a dance routine, but I don't know if he's going to be able to do the lift.
Hello, welcome. What an exciting day to be a Viking. It is so nice and exciting to see this beautiful building, to see all these smiling faces and the energy. It's so exciting. None of this would have been possible without the work of the bond, the work by so many. I myself wasn't short of getting my steps in during that time, going door to door, like many of you out there too. It was a lot of work, and it's just so great to see this. We definitely want to appreciate all the support from the community for trusting in JPS, and they saw the greatness ahead, and this is a great example of it. We are truly where community comes together, and this is a great example of it, and I have to say, believe the hype.
Thank you, Angela. I don't know how I can get 4 years into 1 minute, but I'm gonna try.
Go.
So really, I'll just say, my name is Aaron Way again, and as a board member, it's not every day that you're tasked with the opportunity to rename a school. So that was a really heavy lift for us, and I think I can speak on behalf of my fellow board members and say that we took that with really the utmost, seriousness. We felt the gravity behind this situation, that this would last for many decades. And I feel I have to give credit where credit is due. The very first seed that was planted on using the name John R. Lewis was what I recall Libby Brown, who's someone I look up to and was one of my former teachers. And that name really stayed with us throughout the process for about 6 months. And because of the difficulty of the situation, we did reach out to the community. We had an MLive article, and we used really our current staff, our current administration, and received several names. And I think when you look back at 2020, and it's arguably one of the most tumultuous years, one of the tumultuous seasons that we've ever been through, and as timely as it was, or untimely, the passing of John R. Lewis on July 17th, just last year, as we approached January, it was really a no-brainer to use his name. His legacy is something that's gonna transform and transcend through generations and across the world. So I think our intent was for not only current students, but future students to be able to recognize that legacy of a true civil rights hero. And there's no question we wanted more representation for different communities. So that's okay. Great opportunity to capitalize on a powerful, strong, legendary figure like John R. Lewis. And just from the board's perspective, I know I can speak for you all, and we're just super proud of our selection and very proud to watch what's about to unfold. And I definitely want to say believe the hype. Believe the hype is a momentum. And if you're in Jackson Public Schools, you understand it. It's the bond work that we've done. It's just an incredible momentum that's moving on. And when every single building is being touched right now, it's a beautiful thing, and I'm just very proud of it. So believe the hype.
Thank you very much, guys. Well said. I did also forget to mention our transportation department, Lisa White. You are the best, and the rest of you guys are fantastic, and we appreciate you. So I knew I'd forget somebody. Okay, so today we have a visitor from Governor Whitmer's office. It is Gary Jones. I promise I won't get your title because it's like 18 words longer than mine, but he is the Community Liaison Officer, and we'd like to bring him up here today. He has come all the way from Flint to acknowledge our ribbon cutting, and we appreciate you. Why is the t-shirt not on?
All right, thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Oh, wait, that was quiet. Good afternoon, everybody. I had to look up, make sure there were people out there. So thank you again, everyone, just for allowing me to make a few comments here. I will not be before you long. So, yes, my name is Gary Jones. I am the Community Affairs Liaison to Governor Whitmer, to Jackson County. Actually, I was recently promoted, as originally stated, originally from Flint, Michigan. So this position initially was dedicated to the city of Flint. We know COVID changed a lot, especially in terms of how we work in the governor's office. And so we wanted to make sure that we have some representation for Jackson, the people in Jackson, the leaders here. And so everyone, you're stuck with me for a little while. So first of all, let me acknowledge our President Angela Mitchell, as well as our past President Aaron White, the Jackson Public School Board. Kudos, and congratulations. In addition, Superintendent Jeff Beal, Assistant Superintendent Chris Giannetti, as well as Principal Jill Weatherwax. I did not get a chance to meet her yet, but there you go. Yep, stand up, Jill, and take your kudos. So absolutely, a great job here in helping to open the doors to the John R. Lewis Elementary School. So I heard earlier today that there was an open enrollment fair. And I just want to underscore the significance of that because it makes this day even that much more special. Because while you are renaming and reopening this building, this beautiful building behind us, you are also preparing those young people who will soon establish their own legacy, similar to Representative John R. Lewis, whose name is on the building itself. So again, thank you to everyone who helped make this day possible. But before I go, just wanted to briefly state that last week we made history. We made history last week with the school aid budget being signed into law. So this bill finally reached the goal of eliminating the funding gap between school districts as set forth by Proposal A. And as stated earlier, that was back in 1994. The bill finalized the fiscal year for 2022 school aid budget, which totals $17.1 billion with a B, the largest investment in public schools in Michigan's history. This funding will improve the quality of educational opportunities for schools and students across the state. And it also includes an increase of $17 million to support school-based mental health programming to ensure students have the resources to live happy and healthy lives. So again, thank you on behalf of Governor Whitmer for your time and just for allowing me to say a couple of words. Thank you so much.
Alrighty, we have one final speaker. This is our superintendent of Jackson Public Schools, for whom without this vision that he had and kept pushing and pushing us all to believe in it, brought us John R. Lewis. So, Jeff Beal.
Thank you so very much for coming, everybody. My crew knows this. They tend to worry about Monday mornings because I walk in and I sit down at the cabinet table and I come up with these crazy ideas and then they have to figure out how to make it happen. We have opened a number of programs over the years, and this one is especially exciting to me. And I'm going to tell just a real brief story because some of you know the history of this school in this neighborhood, and others may not. Back in 1992, when Lincoln Elementary School closed as an elementary school, this predated schools of choice. And what we said was, you all have to come into town. And we assigned a school, and that was it. You had no choice but where to go. And that was the history behind Lincoln Elementary closing. And then, JPS entered into partnership, as we still are, with Community Action Agency, and we ran preschool out of this building for many, many years. But over time, in a building where you don't have life, where you don't have children, where you don't have an education process taking place, the building gets tired and it wears. And so what happened was we disinvested in this neighborhood 30 years ago. And the community came out and we said, we're going to reinvest in our neighborhoods. We're going to put money back in. We're going to pump energy and life back into a neighborhood that JPS had walked away from 30 years ago. And so to bring John R. Lewis to fruition and to be able to open this program up is especially exciting for me because this represents Jackson Public Schools coming back to this neighborhood and saying, you know what, we are where our community comes together, and this is our community too. So we are very proud to be here and be part of this opportunity. And I can't thank our community for the support enough. Most of this building, I'm going to give you just a couple of real quick facts. Most of this building, everything you see from the sidewalk kind of moving east is all brand new from the ground up. So we came in and if you walk into a building that hasn't been occupied in a long time, what you see is truly this diamond in the rough. It's rough around the edges, and there's a lot of the building that could not have been brought up to code, and a lot of things that we said, oh, this has to be replaced. And so they literally came in, took bulldozers and scraped the ground clean to start over. And so you see brand new buildings. We took the same template that we applied to our newest elementary, Cascades Elementary School, and we applied it here. So some of those same pieces are coming to this neighborhood, to this building. And so again, we're moving the best of our efforts forward. Safety and security was primary when we talked about this bond, when we committed to our community. You're going to see that when you walk in the building. There's a significant effort to promote safety and security for all of our students within this building. It is a STEAM school, so you will see a significant impact for technology. We are a one-to-one district with iPads and Chromebooks for every student, but every teacher, every classroom in Jackson Public Schools was touched by this bond, including those rooms and the staff that are here around us today. We are super excited to be part of it. As many have said, believe the hype, but the truth is everybody, once we start this momentum, once this moves, what we see is our community gets excited. What we see is people say, I got to be a part of that. And what we see are families, neighborhoods, say, I'm part of Jackson Public Schools, I believe the hype, I'm here for you, and we're going to be here for our community. So thank you very much. Welcome to John R. Lewis Elementary School. My name is Jeff Beal, and I believe the hype.
Okay, thank you very much. We are going to begin to assemble for our ribbon cutting. I'd also like to recognize the chamber here who's in support of us, as well as all of our media partners. We sincerely appreciate the way that you guys cover Jackson Public Schools in such a positive light. Come running out on a Wednesday afternoon for us to make sure that you are covering the great news of Jackson Public Schools. One of the things that everybody knows about me is that I'm going to make you all stand up. And on the count of 3, I want to hear "Believe the Hype" louder than you've ever said it, more than you've ever meant it. So if everybody could stand up, that would be great. And I think we'll have our superintendent lead that count for us. 1,
2, 3, believe the hype!
Thank you, and thank you for coming. If I could have my board members, my committee members, my our JPS John R. Lewis staff, Mr. Jones, please come up front and stand around the balloons or in it if you are short. So Mr. Jones, I'm going to probably not want you in the balloons. And if I can have my TMP and my CSM folks come up here as well.